If you're looking to buy your dream home or an investment property that outperforms in Sydney, you've come to the right place. I'm Veronica Morgan, Principal of Good Deeds Property Buyers, and over the past decade we've helped over 1,000 people buy the right property. Let me explain how we can help you too. There are three main reasons why people run into difficulty when trying to buy the right property. And the first is that they're time poor, so they miss opportunities or take shortcuts, or they don't even start. And secondly, it's a lot easier to overpay than most people realise. When you don't know values, you don't set limits, you can easily get outgunned in negotiations. And the third reason is that they feel out of depth. What is the market doing? What are agents really saying? And how on earth do you master auctions? We can address all of these issues. We can make sure that you're looking for the right property in the right place from the outset. We've got the capacity to cover on and off market opportunities, and we do all of the due diligence to protect you from buying a lemon. We also rigorously research the price so you'll know market value. We'll help you decide on your walkaway price before the negotiations commence, and then we'll handle those negotiations and/or bid at auction for you. And we understand the market and will help you make the best of whatever the conditions are at the time. We know how to handle agents and how to master auctions, and we also know the characteristics of property needs in order to outperform. So our clients don't get crippled by indecision, and they don't make poor decisions. Instead, they make a confident decision with their eyes wide open. A lot of people wonder if it's madness to pay for a service when they really should be able to do it themselves. You know, buying property carries a lot of risk, and most of which the average buyer is completely unaware of. Our insights into the market, agents, and auctions really make a difference. And possibly the greatest value add will be better capital growth. Now, not all property goes up in value at the same rate. We focus heavily on capital growth because over time your financial position will be greatly improved if you make the right choices now. And this median growth curve is typical of the suburbs in which we buy. Not all property grows at the same rate. 50% will grow at a rate that is less than the median, and 50% will grow at a higher rate. Now you can see here that the difference between a low performing property and one that grows at a rate above the median for the area actually increases over time. So over a 10-year period, a small percentage difference in growth rates translates into hundreds of thousands of dollars either gained or lost. Now, everything that we do is aimed at helping you to buy a property that will sit in this space above the median growth line. We understand the characteristics that a high-performing property needs to have, and we have developed a tool to help us measure this. We call it the Capital Growth Predictive Indicator, and we view every property we evaluate through this lens. These are the steps that we take when finding the right property for our clients. First, we explore the possibilities. Every search starts with a getting started session, and I'll go into more detail on this in a moment. To find the right property, you must look in the right place, and this session is designed to quickly bring you up to speed with what you can buy to match your requirements and budget. And by the end of this stage, you can expect to be starting to feel confident. Then we need to uncover potentials. And once the search commences, we will provide full market coverage on both on-market and off-market listings. We're able to cover more ground than any buyer can on their own, so there won't be any missed opportunities. We have a very transparent way of working, and we use Google's G Suite to keep you informed as we gather information and inspect properties. You can be as involved or hands-off as you like, and you'll be able to see where we are up to at any given time. As this stage progresses, you can expect to feel increasingly informed. Once we recommend a property and you agree that you'd like us to evaluate it further, we move into the protection phase. Here we kick into a whole different gear because the devil is in the detail. The process starts with our Capital Growth Predictive Indicator, which I mentioned earlier. Now, we aren't predicting the amount of growth. What we're doing is predicting whether the property will outperform the median growth for its suburb and type. And then we conduct our pricing research, which is rigorous and detailed. You'll be able to clearly see where our price recommendation comes from and why. We'll conduct other due diligence in-house as well as project managing external advisors as required. And once this process is complete, you can expect to feel aligned with us, with the market, and if you're buying as a couple, with each other. And now we can move into the purchase phase. Every negotiation begins with a strategy that takes into account the type of agent we're dealing with, market conditions, and the competitive situation. We'll help you set your maximum budget before we commence negotiations so you will not feel unduly pressured during the purchase process, and we'll also represent you at auction when appropriate. This is where our experience really counts. By the end of this stage, you will feel confident that you've bought the right property at the right price. But I must mention though that throughout the protection and purchase phases, we continue with your property search. At any stage, we could uncover a reason not to proceed, or another buyer might be prepared to pay a crazy price, or you yourself might decide that it's not the right property for you. We will keep going until you buy the right property for the right price. I can almost hear you wondering, but what if I don't end up buying something? Well, this is where the power of our Getting Started session really comes in. Every search starts with your wish list, and then we sit down in order to understand the possibilities of your search. Now, at the end of this session, you will have clarity about what type of property you can buy, where you'll find it, and how much you'll need to pay. If there's a mismatch between your expectations and what's possible, we'll know at the outset, and you can then decide whether you'll be flexible or whether you won't buy at all. I'll explain how it works. There are 3 elements to any property search. There's the property, the position or the location, and the price or your budget. And we find that typically every buyer needs to be more flexible in one area than the other 2. We begin by asking you to complete a wish list, and then we research the market and show you what you could have bought over the previous 3 to 6 months. Then we systematically work through each of these 3 Ps so that you can clearly see the possibilities. You'll also know where your priorities lie and what you're more likely to compromise on than not. Now, at the end of this session, you will have clarity about what type of property you can buy, where you can find it, and how much to spend. It's an incredibly powerful process, and it will save you months of your own time and research. In fact, one client had been looking for 2 years and managed to buy within a month of finishing this session. It's that powerful. Here's something else that you might be thinking. What makes us different from other buyers agents? I mean, our promise to you is to buy the right property for the right price, but of course all buyers agents say that, right? Well, here are some key differences. We'll always be a bespoke business. There's just not enough good quality property out there to support a huge team of buyers agents. We'll stay small because that means you get a better result. We also don't have any buying quotas. Now, I mean this, if we don't buy anything in a month, that's okay, because what was available wasn't right, or it wasn't A grade, or the price wasn't right, or it didn't actually meet our clients' requirements. Now, we don't buy to meet our targets, we buy to help you reach your goals. And because of that, we don't put a deadline on your search. Now, of course, you want to buy quickly, right? As long as it's the right property and the right price, well, we're on the case. But what if the right one isn't available yet? It's better not to rush. Now, of course, I know some buyers don't want to rush. Some people want to be informed and make a confident decision. We will take the time to achieve that. And we don't limit the suburbs we'll search in. It's one of the great benefits of getting us on board. Our search area will always be wider than you can manage on your own. And that way you can be confident that all bases are covered. Now, make no mistake, the proof is in the pudding. Our approach does work. We started surveying our clients at the beginning of 2015, and 100% of respondents are prepared to recommend us to family and friends. Now, as a result, 60% of our business is repeat or referral, and that's something we're really proud of. More than that though, our promise to our clients is to buy the right property, and 100% of respondents are comfortable or very comfortable with the property they bought. The second part of our promise is that you'll pay the right price. Well, once again, 100% of our respondents are comfortable with the price they paid. We have a lot of testimonials on our website, and I encourage you to click the link and read them and watch the videos. Let me know too if you'd like to speak directly with any of our past clients. Our mission is to help people make good property decisions, and we're really excited about helping you too.